What's up guys, Teddy Striker here, and in this video, I'll be talking about UFC 290. It just happened, it was a great pay-per-view. Alexander Volkanovski just destroyed Yair Rodriguez. I did not think it would be that simple. I thought he was going to win, but I didn't think he was going to win like that easily. It looked like Yair Rodriguez really respected Alexander Volkanovski, and he just didn't fight like kind of how he fought with Josh Emmett or Max Holloway. He just really respected him, took it slow, but against a guy like Volkanovski, you can't let him get ahead because it's going to be too hard to catch up later on, and he was not able to get in the fight at all. And yeah, now Volkanovski, I think he needs to go fight Islam again because that was a very close fight, and I think in a rematch, he would do a lot better. That would be in Abu Dhabi, in Islam's home crowd advantage. But still, I think that's a great fight. And Charles Oliveira just said that he won't be ready for October. So Volkanovski didn't take that much damage. Hopefully he can come back. He probably won't fight in the September card, but I think he'll definitely be ready for the October card. And yeah, that was just incredible. A lot of people are saying they've got this Yair Rodriguez feeling. And a lot of people say that when there's a guy that's so dominant and there's a challenger that seems like he could have that knockout chance. People are saying it with Khabib and Gaethje. I didn't really buy that. People are saying that with this fight. Oh, I have a feeling but nah, it's not that simple. And Volkanovski's the pound for pound for a reason. He's not just gonna get caught like that, with a random head kick. But either way, moving on to the co-main event, Brandon Moreno and Alexander Pantoja went to war, and that was the fight of the year. It was a crazy fight. Basically, they fought with their whole hearts, their whole mental strength and everything. They both looked like they were pretty tired and pretty rocked at some points, but they just kept going. Moreno, he got dropped in the first round. He looked like he was about to get finished by Pantoja, and I was thinking oh no, Moreno's taking too much damage in the Figueiredo fights, but then he just showed why he was a champion. He came back, he ignored that. He was like, okay, fine, and then he just turned it up in round 2, and he won that round. And then round 3 was pretty close. I guess you could give it to Pantoja. Round 4, I did give it to Pantoja, but it was also close. Then round 5 was to Pantoja, but every single time Brandon Moreno was doing really well. He was getting the some of the better exchanges on the feet, but Pantoja had a lot of power, and Pantoja was able to get those takedowns, and that's what won him the fight. But man, Brandon Moreno is so tough. So is Pantoja, because Pantoja looked like he was really tired at the end of the first round. And I was like, okay, Moreno's probably going to stop him. He was landing some clean shots, snapping Pantoja's head back. But Pantoja stayed in the fight. He stayed composed. He just kept going at him. He was very determined, and that was very, very good to see. He has a good story. He's a good guy, and fair play to him. And Brandon Moreno, he did lose 3 times to him, but if you look at the first 2 fights compared to this, you can clearly see Brandon Moreno's heart, his skills, everything about him has changed. He's a completely different fighter, and there's no shame in losing like that. But I think he might have to come back and rematch him. Maybe not this year, but at the start of 2024. They both took a lot of damage in that fight, so they probably won't be back until next year. And maybe Brandon Moreno will finally be able to get his revenge on Pantoja, but that is a tough matchup for him, for either guy. They're both really tough matchups for each other, but Pantoja just seems to have a bit of an edge over Brandon Moreno. But moving on, Dricus du Plessis stops Robert Whittaker? What did I just see? That was crazy. First of all, great game plan by du Plessis. He was throwing leg kicks. He switched to southpaw, which gave Robert Whittaker a lot of trouble, actually. Whittaker was not able to land his jab, Therefore, he was not able to land his cross or his head kick. And a lot of his offense comes from his jab, and the timing was a bit off. And since Plessis was constantly switching, it kind of made it challenging. And if you look at the fight of Jared Cannonier, you're like, okay, well, Cannonier, he was unorthodox, but he switched softball. But he fought softball for the majority of the fight, which is why Whittaker was able to get a read on him. Adesanya kept switching stance, and it was also making it hard for Whittaker to actually get like his time going, and in hindsight, that actually is very smart from the Duplessis camp to pick up on that and make that adjustment. I don't know how he did it, but Adesanya looked like whatever he did, it worked. Because like even when he got in the cage, he had a different energy about him. It was very strange compared to like if you look at him a year ago at that 276 press conference, it was completely different. But overall, this was a great card, and yeah, really, really good.